So we're back from car shows, and I'm going to give you some insight of what's going on with the shop and upcoming videos. We're getting ready to film here some more stuff we're working on. Obviously the 52. I should get the cap on that freaking wheel there and get the skirt back on there so it really looks good. You know, of course it's on the ground. Wait till we get ourselves a lift, get this thing up. You know, that's what we're working for. And thanks again to Rob. Rob's always out there supporting me and doing what he can to get this thing going. You know, our proceeds from this are going to go towards that and so on. So you guys heard all that before. So kind of what I'm doing right now is my father-in-law, from years ago, he passed away in 92. And we found a bunch of trunks and a bunch of stuff, and he has these old pipes. And I've never ever smoked a pipe before. Not a pipe smoker. But yeah, so we went to the little shop and got vanilla stuff. And here's another one of his pipes too. There's a whole collection of them, but they're kind of cool. And so I figure while I'm starting to put the garage back together, the shop back together here, I would just get one of these going. So, you know, you just light them up like so. That's what we're doing today. We're in the garage doing our thing. So, yeah, it's black vanilla. It's kind of cool. Really cool. A new thing for me. Fun to try. These different flavors. This one's vanilla. I guess you tamp it down. The guy in Lewiston kind of told us how to do all this stuff, and his name was Vance. So he's very advanced. So we can relight it and talk about it. And like that one kind of went dead and how to pack it. And so it's a complete learning experience for me. Something in, you know, get to smoke your father-in-law's pipe. Who knows where it was made. And my bride had kind of looked it up, and she'll probably comment on here where it was all made. So I got OG Stoner, nice cars. Yeah, thank you. That's the 55 back there. If you haven't tuned into my channel before, my 52 that we're working on. I got that thing running. It's not ready to hit the road yet, but it's getting there. But yeah, we got her all fired up. Back to the pipe, you know, my father-in-law passed away in 91. And he smoked a pipe once in a while. We found these in our old trunk. So we thought, could it get any cooler than that? To smoke one of his old pipes. And like I said, I brought two of them out to the shop today to try the different aromatic tobaccos versus the old stinky stuff. I know you can't on YouTube get into all that stuff, but yeah, so we're going to try a couple of these here. And so, yeah, and I figured I'm putting the shop back together, and I'm going to talk to everybody kind of what's going on. Let's see here. Pipe and cool cars, you have my attention. There you go. Isn't that cool? Like I said, this is an old German pipe, I understand. In fact, I'll have if she's watching, my bride's in the house, I'll have her bring the rest of them out. They're kind of cool. Like I said, I'm not a pipe smoker at all. And this first one I ever smoked. I never even smoked weed, so just not really my thing. But let's go. Hey, what's up, Jimmy James? Rob, how are you? Again, Rob, appreciate all of the help you've been giving me on the lift stuff. That's awesome. You know, with the wildfire lifts and all that. Hope it comes through, and you know, we'll definitely represent it every day here. You know how that'll go. So yeah. So what I'm talking about is my father-in-law's pipe who passed away in 92. We bought some tobacco, and we're just going to kind of try it, you know, and see how it's going. But yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome. We're going to film some videos today. One of them is not going to be the Caltrac bars because I'm not going to get on the ground and do it yet. You know, it's a save the knees and back type thing. So I'm going to do the name of the car. We got a name. I'm not going to spoil it on this live because that's what I come out here to do a video on that, about what the names are and how many people gave comments and all that. Let's see, Blue Spirit said, hi, hey, what's up? Do you like Ohio State? Don't have much of an opinion about Ohio State. We're more into the Vandals up here in Idaho and Boise State. You know, now that I'm a lifelong Raider fan, and you know we got the kid out of Boise State, so that's what put me in there. So yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's what we're doing here. My son keeps texting me on this phone. The bowls are empty, and I don't think he's talking about that bowl. He's talking about the bowls on his carburetor. Keeps running out of fuel. Whether it's getting enough pressure or it's plugged up, but everything seems to be free on the bowl of the carburetor. I'm guessing now he's got had a lot of junk in the carburetor and in the filter, but I'm guessing he has fuel pump problems. So let's see. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Thanks for asking, Rob. There you go. There's a bunch of writing I don't understand. I don't know what language that is. I don't speak that language. All I speak is English. But hey, I hope it's hello. I hope it's something nice. What model is that beautiful green car? And that's Homer. So Homer, that's a 1952 Chevrolet. Let me put this up here. That's a Bel Air, that's a Deluxe, a 1952 Chevrolet Deluxe. It's not the Bel Air, it's a two-door post car with the longer window on it. It's not the business coupe. It has a shorter trunk, but the bigger passenger space in it. It has a 2.16 six-cylinder, which I rescued this thing from a field, from next to a barn. It's called Next to the Barn Finder, right next to the barn. Been out there for years, hadn't run since '89. I got it fired up, got it running. Now we're on to the brakes. We got tires on it. I got to get the skirts back on. I've been buffing the paint. And we've come up with a name. We had a contest, not a contest. It's kind of a contest. We had on our Facebook and our YouTube, Instagram, car shows. I asked everybody, what do you feel this car should be called? Because we name all of our cars. And so we got a name. I'm not going to spoil it on this live because I'm doing a video for it. You have to tune into that. So go to that. I haven't dropped the video yet. It'll be dropped tonight. We're going to talk about how they come up with the name, what other names were out there, and the name I think is freaking awesome. It fits it. I keep wanting to call it that because I've had it for a little bit now, and so you know that's where we're at with that. So yeah, 52 Chevrolet. Go to my channel, follow all that stuff, and we're going to build on this car. Rob, let's see. Challenge it out there, fellas. Subscribers, come on and match the $5 donation. Jimmy James Garage, save the old fellers back and knees. Yeah, that's it too. So what we're doing is I'm going to put my proceeds from my YouTube channel towards this lift. We're working right now. We've had a couple discussions with Wildfire, and hopefully they come on board. I hope so. We need to put a lift in here, and I'm gonna put it front and center, kind of like this car is. This car will be sitting here on a Wildfire lift, or whoever decides to go on. I like the Wildfires. I think it's a good one. There's a couple of good ones. I'm not gonna tell you there's not. There's a couple that are pretty shoddy, but yeah, you know, and everybody needs a lift. So Rob here has been heading up this little group of sending these $5 donations that he sent to match it. So I appreciate that, Rob. You know, Rob and I have talked quite a bit back and forth, and yeah, it'll be front and center. That's where it'll be. And, you know, we'll talk about it all the time. We'll use it all the time. And then, you know, hopefully the guys out there that are watching our channel, you know, are going to know that, hey, we watched Jim struggle without a lift for a long time, and now he's got a lift. He don't struggle no more, so you guys will buy a lift type thing. So, yeah, that's what we're after. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to, hey, and the Green Goblin is on that list. It is definitely made the list. So I'm going to go through on that video the whole list of what, you know, people said. And I'm not going to give a bunch of shout out. I'll be all there all day talking about, there was 100 and something names, excuse me, that we had to sort through. And I gave the good ones. So they don't make cars like that anymore. And Too Cool is the one that said Green Goblin. Say Homer. Let's see here. I got to turn this up so I don't have to duck down so much. There we go. They don't make cars like that. Used to anymore. They don't. Today we have these disposable electric monstrosities. Cars of the 60s were magical, luxury, powerful engines, and comfortable. They were definitely different. You know, a good friend of mine owns a number of Teslas. I hope you're out here watching. A number of Teslas. More than one, more than two. And he also has one of them Lightnings. And I was able to drive it. And I've driven all his cars, helping him move, that kind of stuff. I got to tell you, they're freaking nice. I'm not a Tesla fan or electric car fan, but they're nice. I would never ever bash it. They drive nice. So Flawless Fabrication's on. He's stuck in a parking lot. And I did see, Ryder, I saw your text come across. The bowl's empty. I saw the picture kind of flash up, but I'm on my phone with the live. So it should adjust. Should I adjust the float to open more fuel? You could, because it could be really, really low. And then when you give it a little more gas, a little bit thing, that's the first thing I would do. Give it some more fuel, adjust it to open up a little bit more. That Buick Strongberg thing gave you an actual adjustment. I think you can get away with on the side of the road, just giving it a little bit more. Just make sure it opens a little bit more, and I think that should do it. Okay, I did that. All right, good. So try that. If not, are you getting pressure? Are you getting fuel pressure? That's the other thing. I'm sure you check that too, if you're getting fuel pressure or not. So what he's doing, so everybody understands, Ryder is actually on the road right now with his Buick, and his car keeps running out of fuel on a hill. Otherwise, it runs like a champ. I had him check the fuel filter, and of course, the fuel filter was plug solid. It was just it was terrible, 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 terrible. And that made it run like a champ. But it still runs out of fuel going uphill, leaves a parking lot, kind of goes up a slope, boom, shuts off. And then now he's discovered that it's out of fuel in the fuel bowl. When he cracks the fuel line, he's getting some fuel out. I don't know if he has pressure or not. I'm diagnosing this over the phone, so bear with me on a lot of that. So can it be open? Can what be open, Ryder? So you can take top of that carburetor off, and then, you're going to want to actually move the float down so it opens it up more. To open. Can it be open? Or he says to open. It could be too open and flood the car. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just be careful with it. But your float level is probably too low in the bowl. Think of it like a toilet. Toilet's the same thing. Carburetor in a toilet ain't much different. The float's in the back of the bowl of the toilet. So the float drops, it lets more fuel in. When it gets too much fuel, the float rises up, it closes that little valve off. It's weird. I'd never seen that before. You were showing me on that FaceTime. This will be interesting for anybody out there working on old cars. He doesn't have a needle in seat. Basically, I don't know if most of you guys are car guys, know what's going on. Not going to insult your intelligence. You have kind of a seat area, and then you have a pointy needle that goes in and traps in that V. It traps that fuel off, and so it gradually lets fuel. That's not the way this Buick is. The Strongberg carburetor has a valve in there, and it has a rubber spot on the backside. So the fuel comes out, and when it flows up, it's a stopper that just stops it instead of a needle and seat. Kind of different. And of course, we looked online, and I've never been into one of those old Buicks like that, and that's exactly what happened. And Rob, while you're out there, I got hats coming. They're coming. They're ordered. They should be here this week. And then I got to get the little insignias and all that, but the hats will be here. And, we're working on that soap. I don't know if you guys know about the soap, the knuckle scrub soap. I'm still working on the Spotify. I kind of promised it too early. I said I'd have it done this week. And it wasn't lack of trying, because 2 days ago was the nicest weather we've had here in Idaho since winter. And I spent all day on that computer asking 15 questions. I think I'm through 13 of them. They say Shopify is the way to go, but everybody says it is a bitch to get it done. But once you get it done, they say it's flawless. And I guess I can see that. So it's pretty involved. Let's see. Keith Hill, what's up, Keith? Keith, Mopar fuel pump push rod wear and get too short to pump. Notice when climbing a hill. Yeah, and he could be run into. I don't know how that Buicks work. I've never been in an old Buick like that. But it's mechanical. So, yeah, that does make sense, especially the way, I don't know if they run off the cam or how those things run. And I know all the Chevrys, have that rod on there. And sometimes those rods wear off and they don't pump very well, or the diaphragm. But, yeah, it's on demand uphill. Kind of strange. But down on a flat open up, seems to run. And he had so much garbage. You should have seen the garbage in that filter. It's a serviceable filter on those Buicks. And it had more crap in that. I'm surprised it even run. It had so much stuff. And he said the bottom of the bowl looked like a sand pit. So, got all that cleaned up. So, let's see. Personally, I think that car behind you is way more beautiful than most modern cars out there. I would have to agree, the old cars have style. The new cars are nice. I own a Tundra. I own a newer Toyota Tundra. I drive it every day with the leather, and it's super nice. I mean, you hit the cruise control, and you almost forget you're driving, for the most part. Satellite radio, all that good stuff. Climate control, don't have to mess with it. But there ain't nothing like that. It's just a big difference, it is it's just cool. I can't explain how cool it is, but it gives you that feeling, and I can't really put my finger on what I'm trying to explain, but you guys know it. You guys absolutely know it. If you guys are in the old car, it just makes you feel right. I don't know what it is. It's not as nice. It's not as smooth. It's not as good. It's probably not as durable. It's more maintenance. It's everything. But what it is, it's way freaking cooler than a new car. I go figure. I don't know. I don't know how that translates, but it does. It just works. I don't question it. Yeah, I love the old cars. I mean, I have the 60 Chevy truck that we are going to get working on. That's got to take priority. This thing's going to have to step aside here in a minute because I didn't quite finish it. But that's kind of what I'm talking about here. I'm putting the garage back together. I've been on a long road trip, had to do some doctor stuff and had to do some car show stuff and back and forth. And I don't want to get into all that. But the car show was good. I visited my dad and drove his Nomad and drove the crap out of it. We fixed that. Didn't get much video of the stuff because I went to take video and it just didn't turn out very good. But anyways, we're back in the shop. There is Busted Radio Garage. What's up? What's up, brother? Hope all is well. Swinging on here for a minute. All right. Good to see you. Glad to see you. Glad you're here for a minute. Great having you here. Let's see here. It's mostly plastic nowadays. You're right. Mostly, I think it's an understatement. It's like plastic. Yep, you're right. No doubt about that plastic stuff. Lately, I have been filtering the fuel to clean it, correct some components before filling up the old car. Is probably a great idea. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't filter it enough, that's for sure. The guy he bought the car from years ago put a new, not years ago, probably 3 years ago he bought it, I think. Probably a good guess. Put a brand new fuel pump, a brand new fuel tank in it. Obviously did not clean out the fuel filter. It was full. He pulled it apart and I'm like, what the hell is that? I mean, and it's a serviceable one. He pulled it apart, a little mesh in there, cleaned it up, put it back together. Nope, he didn't do that. He had like a 1953 cleaning done to it. So, okay, been filtering now. Okay, especially if you got money, upgrade to them. You got money. That's the only holdup for most people is money. The old cars also don't have 25 miles of vacuum hoses either. That's 20. That's right, Rob. And wires and the new cars got stuff. I look under the hood and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I'm a car guy, but I look. You look at the electric car, and we had that truck, that Lightning truck, and he had the hood open, putting stuff in it. It was kind of weird. You look over like, what are you doing? And that's where it's like a trunk. But what a nice vehicle. Woo. Flawless fabrication 2. It's so simple to pull. Okay, do you know what's the most expensive classic car right now? I don't. I would say the Willys, say the Nomad. Something's making noise. Oh, it's my bride. She's out there dragging stuff around. I was like, what is that? Yeah, I'd probably say the Willys. The Willys is probably, it's always the top of the heap. Some of the Corvettes, some of those Mustangs, those are always, of course, the Mopar across the board. That is something new in the last 20 years, and they're the leader of the pack on most expensive. Probably that Hemi Cuda. It's always the same. Those are always top of the heap on expense. Those are out of my league. I just want a car lift and work on old ones. Mine don't have to be that expensive to have fun with them. And I did a little thing on that one time, to get in the hobby. And then I got a bunch of questions. Well, I went on Facebook and I couldn't find one. Well, I went after I saw his little comment and looked and found like 4 of them. So if you want an old hobby truck, go get a farm truck, long bed, and get them for a couple $1,000 running. Now they perfect? No, not even close. But you're in the sport. There you go. That easy. Um, if you can get up to like 5 grand, you can get a pretty good like mid 60s, late 50s, early 50s farm truck, long bed. Cut them down. I mean, you got a torch. Here's a Harbor Freight. You can get you go to local Harbor Freight, got your local Amazon. Um, you get a lot of miles per fun out of those things. So make it happen. And there's people give you a lot of that stuff. Not necessarily the trucks, but they'll give you some. You can always get in the 4-door market. You know what? It's a way in. Make it great. Make it run. Pieces together, sell it, flip it, put it a couple bucks in your pocket, and go get a better one, and go get a better one, and that's how you do it. It's a simple formula. You're not going to get paid for your labor. That's how you're going to get paid when you put the car together. Let's see. There was more wires for the engine on the new trucks than there are in the whole car of the old cars. That's for sure, Ryder. Most expensive is the one you own since it takes all your money. That's a great, yeah, there you go. The most expensive hot rod is the one you own because it takes all your money. Or the ones I own take all my money. Let's see. Keith Hill, a very funny one. I was in LA once at a hotel. A Mexican road crew was working on a 50 Chevy beater, smashed all over in one weekend. They stuccoed the whole car and painted it with black instant, and it was an instant lowrider. That's probably true. So when I was looking for my first car, it was a 57 Chevy. I wanted a 55. If you guys have all seen my videos about that. And I called this Hispanic guy on the phone. And this is back when they're in the classifieds. And he had a very sharp accent. And he kept saying it had a baby finger shifter. And he go, oh, baby finger shifter. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is a baby finger shifter? I have no idea what a baby finger shifter is. So I tell my dad, I go, he keeps saying when he goes to Lake Tahoe, it'll shift as smooth with that baby finger shifter. And my dad's like, I don't know what a baby finger shifter is. And he says, he did the paint himself. Okay. So we get out there. It was actually this color. It's a 57 Chevy. It was that color. It was shining from a distance. We pull up to it, and I'm like, holy crap. This might be the car. And it was the 57. I didn't want the 57, but I would have taken the 57. Shaving hairs and when you're 15 years old. We roll up on this thing, and I'm looking at it, and there's like almost some texture to it, and there's some like lines in the paint, but it's shiny. It looks pretty good. And he says, yeah, I painted it myself. I go, oh, okay. He goes, hey, right here in this parking lot. I just went down to the local store here, got some paint, and I rolled it on, and I brushed it, and I sanded it, and I buffed it up. Sanded it, and buffed it. I did it with a drill, and like, wow. We didn't buy the car, but it was close. It was like, to be honest with you, looking back, I probably should have bought the car. Just kind of what, it was a 57, and it necessarily wasn't exactly what I wanted. So we didn't buy the car, but what a funny experience. So my dad says, hey, what's the baby finger shifter? I just see it 3 on the tree. What's the baby finger shifter? Is it something inside? And he goes, no. He goes, when I drive to Tahoe, when I go places in this car, it's as smooth, even a baby's finger could shift it, because that's how it just drops in. And he was Cheech and Chong. He was like, it drops in and shift it. And I mean, cool guy, cool dude. So that's what the baby finger shifter is. Shift so smooth, even a baby finger can do it. I love them funny ones like the road crews. Those guys, they get stuff done. It probably looked pretty good. I guess I'm over it. I used to be one of those kind of guys that had to have my car perfect and have it shined up and buffed up and just looking as good as can be. And yeah, I'm kind of over that stuff anymore. I want them to run and drive and be fun. I don't have to sweat them and worry about them and do all that. I mean, I do have a shiny car back there. The blue 55 is nice, and it's a little stressful to drive, to be honest with you, because you just don't want nobody to ding it. These other cars, I don't want them dinging either. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, no, it's definitely different. as I've aged, the paint, I do appreciate it. Don't get that wrong. I do like nice cars. But are they for me? Yeah. I think that Safari is going to get painted. You know, it's going to have to because it really doesn't have very good patina. It's primer. I'm going to put it all together and drive it first, but it'll probably end up being painted. But yeah, so let's see if we can get this thing going here. There we go. I'm not a professional, but it is kind of cool. Keith Hill, baby moonshine and a few 100 pounds of cement, and it was badass. Yep. So I got, what's up, OG? I get to be an OG. That's kind of cool because I've always, everywhere I worked and everywhere I've been around, oh, baby moons, yeah. Duh. Baby moonshine. Moonshine probably worked too, right, Keith? But yeah, baby moons. It doesn't take much, huh? So this thing's very mild. It doesn't burn your mouth or nothing. It just, there's almost nothing there. So what we did was, because as everybody knows, I played baseball as a kid, blah, blah, blah. Tried chewing tobacco, but I make you barf, and just never hooked into it. But Bugler, cans of Bugler. Let's watch this. So where'd it go? Where'd it go? Did I ever throw it in the garbage? Couldn't have gone that far. Oh, here it is. So I roll up, because we live on the edge of the Indian Reservation here, and so we have a gas station here at a smoke shop, and I walked in there, and these two young kids are working, and I says, hey, I found these old pipes. I want to smoke one. I've never smoked weed. I've never done anything like that. I've never smoked cigarettes, none of that stuff. Let's see. Make sure you use match to light those. Lighters aren't good for them. So what they told us was, right here on this is blow flame butane one would be fine, as long as I'm not burning on the edge of it. Otherwise, I have to keep right in a matchstick. But they say because they're just a low heat. Anything on the torch ones aren't good, so they say. And if I'm gonna do it a lot, then yeah, you're probably right. Go with the match. But they say this is a low temperature one, and that's why we bought this little one with the little end on it and stuff. So, and it looks like camouflage. Look at that; it's all camoed out. Kind of new, like camoed out on mushrooms. So I stopped in to the local gas station smoke shop, and the old boy sells us that. Says that's the one you want. Well, that stuff smelled like cigarettes. It was horrible, horrible. And then we stopped in yesterday to one Lewis on the way back, and when we get back, this guy knew everything about it. He was like, "You don't want that." So, hey, look, we have a friend here. They say, but taint it, add a nasty flavor as well. Match, give you, okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Look, there's our friend Eugene. Say hi to Eugene. Some people have a shop dog. We have a shop donkey. So there's Eugene. Say hi, everybody, to Eugene. That's Eugene. I don't know that Eugene wants to smoke a pipe.
Probably not.
No.
But what he would like.
Would he like a treat?
So good, huh?
So there's Eugene. Everybody say hi to Eugene. Eeyaw, that's what Flawless Fabrication says. Hey, Eugene, what are you doing, dude?
Come here. Want to see Dad?
Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah. Oh, I got nothing for you. Yeah, he doesn't. Oh, playing all right. Yeah, so look at him. So he is a miniature donkey. Rob says, what's up, Eugene? So Eugene's out hanging out, walking around, exploring, learning. We're going to cut him loose in here at some point, but you know, we got to get him broke, and he's amazing how quick he's taken to the halter and all the stuff and roaming around and stuff, and it's just been awesome. He's been really good. You know, it's a little, you know, I got a lot of stuff in here from being gone and haven't cleaned up much. Hi, Eugene. Let's take a look at Eugene. So this is Eugene. There he is. He's a little mini donkey. we're going to do a bunch of videos with him. We were going to kind of keep it a little secret of what was going on with him. We decided to kind of, just, that's all I did. Just move the chair out of the way.
He's like, I gotta learn all the noises.
You got to learn the noises and the chairs. Oh, buddy. Oh, he's a good boy. So he's really good. He's, how old?
He'll be a year in July.
He'll be a year in July, July 23rd, right? So, yeah, he's great. He's really, 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 really nice. Oh, buddy. He likes his pets. He loves to be petted. So, let's see. Classic car guy, Miss James. Hey, Miss James.
Hello.
Let's see. Jimmy, what's up? What's up? Classic car guy. Rob says hello, Eugene. Rob says hello, buddy. So, we're on the debate with Eugene if he's going to have his boys back there. And we're going to... So, they say if you swipe them off, they stay a lot more nicer and calm, and they're just really, really, really likable. But you can't breed them then, so... And he'd be expensive, boy, huh? Let's see here. Somebody asked, let's see. Jinx, is that a 52 Chevy? That is a 52 Chevy. On my channel, I'm doing a bunch of builds on it. And well, that's actually a donkey. Yes, that's a 52 Chevrolet. And pulled it out next to a barn. Been sitting since '89. Got it running. Got to work on the brakes. Got new tires on it. I'm polishing it up now, all the patina. And yeah, we're going from there. Yeah, so it's awesome. It's a cool car. And that's on my channel. You're going to see all the builds. There's quite a few little small things on it now, but as we go, I've been working on getting a lift in here, and hopefully I got a line on a couple, or a line on one actually, and hopefully it pans out and we'll be able to go into the car and all that stuff. I'm getting ready to do some videos today, and I figured I'd come out there. Sherlock Holmes vibe. There you go. Right? Sherlock Holmes with the... I don't think the Sherlock Holmes is on our Name the Car video. So on the Name the Car video, I already got the name. So Sherlock Holmes would have been a good one. It would have made the list. Sherlock would have been good. Hey, Tori? Somebody said Sherlock Holmes. Like Sherlock or Holmes. But yeah, that's a good one. So, but we already picked the name. I'm getting ready to do the video about all that. And I'm not going to divulge the name, right here on this live. We're getting ready to put a bunch of videos together on different things that people sent me. There's somebody sent me that, huh? You know what that is? Does everybody know what that is? Brand new in the package. So somebody sent me that. We'll talk about that too on a video. Oh, this is what I won. Oh, he's back. Eugene's back. Say hi, Eugene.
We're practicing.
We're practicing?
Yeah.
Oh. What do you think, Eugene? Oh, I got nothing. I got nothing. I know, I got nothing, dude. Nothing. He's like, wants to see what I have. Yep, I got nothing. So, yeah, where else can you see a 52 Chevy, a 2024 donkey in the same video? That's where Jimmy James Garage. Yep. Some people have shop dogs. We got shop donkeys. So we just thought it would be different. That's why we're adding the donkeys. And he's so cool. He's so much fun to have around, so we've just added him to the whole thing. And then Kevin Wilson, Mark V, Speed Racer. Yep. He's a demon on wheels. He's going to be chasing after someone. Go, Speed Racer, go. So one of my YouTube fans, one of my long YouTube fans sent me a Speed Racer model. We're going to put it together. I'm going to do a video putting it together. We're going to put it up. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but there you go. There you go. I don't know if that guy's out there watching. The guy that sent it to me, it's called Tossed and Found is his channel. And we got the Mark V. And then Eugene's back. He's back.
He's nervous about crossing from the, driveway to, or, the gravel
to the concrete?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the donkey, well, I don't know if you can hear her on the video here, but Eugene's we're training him. So he's having a little bit of hesitation we have a concrete pad out in front of the Jimmy James garage. It goes into gravel. And so that's a little bit of a nervous point for him. So But yeah, he's doing good. He's just, I mean, I don't know, they say he was a wild donkey, right?
Yeah, he wasn't even broke.
Yeah, he was not broke. We bought him, and the first time we looked at him, he run from us and went crazy and just was like having no part of us. And so, let's see here. Jill had, let's see. Oracle, essay, oral. I don't know what all that means. Give your life to Alien Akabar. Jill had, loves you, and died for your sins, not God. Okay. Well, that would be what you think, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know what all that means, but we're talking about cars and a pipe. It was my grandfather. I don't know who Allah Akbar is. I don't know. I never met that guy. So anyway, you just doo-da. Is that a 48 Chevy? No, Marcos, that's a 52 Chevrolet. And a German pipe from my father-in-law, who passed away in 92, and we found them in an old trunk. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to smoke them, kind of do our thing with them. They're kind of cool. Yes, it's a Chevy. It is a 6-cylinder. It's 216.5. I think it's 29 brake horsepower. It's a beast. 3 on the tree. Original motor in there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Then I got a hell yeah brother. All right, cool. That garage is amazing. Thank you. I do love my shop. My garage, it is pretty cool. We have a regular garage in our house right next door here. And we park our daily driver cars in there. And then I have this shop that we have the hot rods in, and we're trying to get a lift. And old Rob out there has been putting together a deal, a matches challenge. He sent $5 to me, and we're taking the proceeds from these videos, and we're going to buy a lift, and we're trying to get a sponsor for that. Hopefully we get Wildfire. Wildfire's been talking to us. We'll see how that pans out. They got great lifts, and I would love to have them. We'll see if I fit their bill. It will be front and center. I guarantee it'll be right there every time I do a video or I do a live. It's gonna be there. So whoever wants to put this lift here, that's what they're gonna get for it. And I'm gonna direct them all to you to support these guys that support us for this stuff. And it'll help me do builds and help us. It'll be great for you guys because you can see a little bit more when we do it instead of laying on my back trying to film it versus on a lift. That will be something pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Let's see here. Oh, Marcos. Oh, man. My dad is in Cuba, got a 55 and a 56 Buick Special V8 original, but like a communist country, gas is not a good source to take all of them, convert them to diesel, but keeping the original car, that's cool, My son follows fabrication on the chat right below it. He has a 54 Buick that he just broke down in again. It breaks down every day. Okay, Buick fired up easy after I'll update you with the fix. He's having an issue with the carburetor float. Either the float's not letting enough fuel in or the pump's going out or like Keith was talking about, maybe there's a push rod issue. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking for a Buick for my dad here in Florida. So I do a project. Yep, they're out there. Surprisingly, the Buicks are pretty inexpensive. And they're arguably the coolest one of the bunch. They have extremely cool dashes. They have great bright work, chrome on them. They're big. Most of them, even the small ones are big. But like Ryder has there, he has that 54 Super. It's a freaking tank. That thing is long and big, and it weighs like 1,000,000 pounds. I forget what it weighs, but over 4,000. He's on the road now, so he'll be back later. If it only breaks down when I go on hills, need to remove the hills. Yep. So if we didn't live in Idaho, if you lived in Los Angeles, you'd be fine, or Fresno, or Visalia, Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, you'd be good. Let's see. I need a 69 Nova. Well, if anybody's got a 69 Nova, you know, there you go, 69 Nova. My first car was 71 Nova. I absolutely love those cars. I've actually considered recreating it since I had to sell that car for college purposes and just rebuilding it exactly like it was. But we'll see. That may be for another day. I got to get this stuff going first. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Yep, 100% of that. Smash, like. Appreciate that, Rob. Rob's always thinking, right? Rob is like my guy thinking while I'm just talking to everybody. He's like, hey. Thank you, Rob. I always appreciate that. Jerk the nail head and drop an LS in it. Best fix ever. I would agree with it. You know, it's hard to beat that LS. He's got one sitting over here. Yeah, so we have LSs available. He just got to do it. But, you know, it runs really good, except for the hill thing. And he'll figure that out. It's either a fuel pump or the floats are wrong. And it had a bunch of garbage in the carburetor. He's got all that kind of going. But the car will eventually have an LS in it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And in fact, Woody Wood, you'll love this. On the Buick thing on Facebook, I wrote that exact thing you just wrote. On their rider had a little comment section about what he was going to do and kind of questions about why it was acting up. And he was looking for some advice. And I ran, jerk it out. If you can't fix it, jerk it out, put a LS in it. And they kicked me off the site. They called me bad words. So I didn't know it. My son read it. I had no idea I got kicked off for suggesting somebody put an LS in a Buick, which, oh well, it is what it is. I've been kicked out of better places, so. Take that Chevy and put some small block Chevy paint on red and some chrome and see the results. My man here in Miami, Cubans like family owned 3 Cadillacs and 2 Buicks and a Buick Roadmaster. That's cool. I'm gonna leave the original paint. I'm gonna just keep buffing on it. I like the emerald green. I have an LS over there. That is virtually gonna go in at some point. So. Yeah, no doubt about that. Made it up the hill out of the coffee shop. Oh, there you go. You're on your way. That is for your 52. Yeah, no, it could be, yeah. But if you had to put it in, we'd do what we had to do. But yeah, the LS is going to go in here. This 6-cylinder kind of sucks. It's temperamental as all get out. It was not firing the other day, and it's like, I think I'm going to jerk it out and just throw the LS in there. Be done with it. Because I got the tranny and all that, so I can do that. But yes. So, and then I bought this guy Vance told me a little tamp tool. You got to tamp it down on these pipes. Give a little tap, little tappy tap. And this is a cool little tool he told me. Look at this thing. It's a little cigar tool, or I mean a pipe tobacco tool. And it scrapes. It's got a little spoon on there. You can scrape the stuff out. Little pick. You can pick stuff out through it. So if you get a little whatever in there, you can kind of pick through it, you know, the ends or whatever. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, just kind of cleans it up. Yeah, that's pretty neat stuff. So I don't know, but it's amazing how harsh this stuff right here, Rob, like you were talking about Copenhagen, this stuff, man, I couldn't get out of the chair. I was like, what the heck is this? And it smelled like the old Bugler cans. I was like, it was not pleasant at all. I was like, why would anybody, I guess that's, the cigarette smoke. I just never was into it, never started it, and was like, yeah, it smells like cigarettes. This pipe tobacco definitely does not smell like that. Not like that at all. Oh, yeah, it's kind of cool. You just light it up. Smoke away. So Marco, let's see, the 55 Chevy. So that's my 55 Chevrolet. It's a 2-door post car. It was my dad's. It's mine. My dad is still with us. But that was his car. And now it's mine. I actually have a video on my channel called The One That Got Away. It talks all about that car. It's got a stroker motor. Take it to the drag. It runs. It's shiny. It's nice. It mainly sits in the shop here. Absolutely love that car. It just reminds me of being a kid when we were looking for a 55 Chevy, and it was that color and wasn't that car, but it was just like that car. It was identical, except it wasn't badass like that. They had 6 cylinder and three on the tree, and it was kind of grandma. Well, it wasn't that kind. It was grandma. So, yeah. Let's see if I can go. Oh, there you go. So there you go. It's still lit. It smells like vanilla because this is like vanilla. So let's see here. If you need any cigar or pipe advice, Caleb's big into them. Okay, I'll tell Caleb to get over here and give us some advice. So, because I just become big into it like 2 days ago. Because we found it. Well, you found it. You know where it is. You saw them. They were in that chest you brought home. The nailhead belongs in a Model A for they're easier to push out. You do see a lot of them in Model A's, that's for sure. No doubt about that. Man, the blue with the white's nice combination. It is. That's a beautiful car. Like I said, if you go onto the channel, you'll see a lot of video of that. It's actually on my actual. When you go to my YouTube channel and actual channel, it's one of the pictures on it. It is a stunning car. It's a nice car. I freaking love that thing. It's a great, great car, and it freaking hauls ass. That's even better. WTF Mike, Jimmy, what's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? Glad you could show up. Glad you made it. Appreciate it. I always appreciate you, Mike. You put me over the top there, so appreciate that. Yeah, I saw you were on live the other day. I turned it on. I was actually doing some other things, but I turned it on, just let it float through. I wasn't actually listening, but I figured I had to get you. I had to at least get it on, so I turned it on and doing my other things. So I try to catch these guys. Hey, if you guys are on here right now, go like and subscribe to these other guys that are on here. They've helped me immensely, and I really appreciate that. And anything I could do to help them out, and I don't know what to do except keep suggesting. Go watch their stuff. It's awesome. And I love the little car community we're building here. That's really great. I'll go crazy one day and buy a Cadillac and do an engine swap with a 5.7 Cummins on a rat road or rat rod, probably. Yeah. I could go do it like that. Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. I like all that stuff. Marcos, that's pretty cool. Marcos, what do you have right now? Are you just looking for a Buick, or do you have something else? So. Pretty cool. Hey, Tori, this is way better.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't burn you.
Oh, okay.
So we used that old freaking whatever that bag of that crap is, and it burned us. It was like, oh my gosh, how do people do this? But this is it's just the smoke. It's cool. It's not hot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the other one was so hot. Remember, it was burning the thing up. So started stuttering again. So you're running out of fuel somewhere. My advice writer is probably a fuel pump.
Pickles let me put the halter
Oh.
on around his nose, and then I scratched him
Oh yeah.
and left it there for a couple of minutes, and then took it off. So we did good.
All right, so Pickles is our mini horse, and we're trying to break him at the same time. We have virtually Beulah's broke. She's the mini mule. You can halter her up and bring her and walk her around, and she's no problem. You saw Eugene. He is in here. He's walking around, no problem. We've had the halter completely off him. He'll walk with you. And then Pickles is the horse, and so we've had a halter on him before he got it off, and then we're working to get it back on him. So yeah. That's where we're at. So, my man looking good okay. Keep looking for a Buick. Send it to Marcos. And then I do have a Model A, Ryder says. All right. See ya. Peace out. So, Mrs. Jimmy James Garage is heading back to the house. She's had enough. So, let's see. I do have a Model A. Do you have a Model A? But some need a lot of work. Okay. I'm looking for a 50 Mercury Monterey. If you hear about one done up yet I'm interested. Okay, you got that, everybody? If you're out there, and you got a Mercury Monterey. So a Mercury Monterey. So I'm thinking that's the old, kind of like this, but a little longer and lower and more of a lead sled look on them. I think they have bigger, bulgier fenders. But if you have one, get with WTF Mike. He's right here on there, and tell him what you got. So if you guys have one of those, let's hear about it. Yeah, so we're going to keep it non-alcoholic today because I got to get stuff done. If I started drinking what's sitting over there, so I have a choice. I could either go with this or I go with this. But if I go with this, I'm going to get my videos done and get them posted. Yeah, so I got to do that. So not done up yet. So anybody out there has got a 1950 Mercury Monterey. Oh yeah, Cobra. That's it. Yep, that's right. I remember now. Took me a second, and that tripped the trigger, the Cobra. I forgot about that one. That's a cool car. You don't see much of them anymore, you know. I don't see a lot of old cars in general. It's kind of like, it's funny, you know, you go to the car shows and it's a lot of Camaros anymore. A lot of Mustangs and Camaros and Chevelles. I mean, it's a lot of muscle car stuff. The old lead sled type cars, not many of them. You can get a couple rat rods here and there, but you don't see any 32 Fords anymore. You see 55 Chevys. They are the number one car there at these shows, no doubt about that. But yeah, that kind of car is a cool car. It'd be great because it's so different. But it's different, but it wasn't always different. You know, it's a cool car. It just faded over time. I don't know. It's just, I guess that generation is getting a little older, and so those cars aren't as sought after. Well, they're still expensive, so they're still sought after. But yeah, just change of times, I guess. Muscle cars are big right now. Four doors. I've seen a lot of four doors. I mean, I thought that's really bizarre because I was a kid. You had a four door. I mean, it was okay to have a four door. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I was looking more on the tool. The four doors are cool because they're fun to drive in and go in, but they were never considered car show type worthy type stuff. But now, four doors have become a thing. Yeah, it's a car from Cobra, but that one was a custom job. Yep. Yeah, it was completely chopped and everything else, if I remember right. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I do remember it. I remember it come out, the car was cool. Everybody talked about that car, so. So let's see here. Yeah, I want to make it drop top. That would be badass. Didn't so a lot of people don't know this, but I love the smell of this thing. The smell is cool, and it's not burning my mouth or anything. It's pretty good. It's not a smoker at all, but man, that's pretty cool. Okay. Didn't Panama, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the song Panama with the Van Halen, that song is about a car. It's about a car they called Panama. And now if you listen to it, it would, so if you listen to the song, what was I getting at? Yeah, it explains the whole thing about, you know, if you listen to the words, the lyrics, that's what I'm looking for. So if you listen to the lyrics of the song, you'll get what they're talking about. They're talking about Panama, and everybody thinks Panama like the canal or the country. No, it's a car. It's a car that actually David Lee Roth owned. And I think that's right around that era of car, if I remember. It's been a while since I've really watched that video and seen that car in it. But if you get a chance, go look at that. It's kind of cool. So definitely different. Let's see. Yeah, I want to make a drop top. Yeah, that's cool. Stacy B. Lucky I don't have a wrench. We definitely don't need your racist BS in here. I don't know who. I don't know what that's about, but we don't need any racist crap. Let's see, Stacy, WTF Mike. I've never done that kind of body work, and I kind of want to test my welding and fabrication skills. I think you should. I think you should push it all the time. Why be comfortable with the same old thing? What is it going to do? Not turn out very good? It'll be fine. I guarantee it'll be fine. It'll be more than fine. If it's not, just tell everybody it was by design. I messed it up by design, but you won't mess it up. You'll be good. It'll be okay. It may take you a little bit, but I always love that when people do things they're not comfortable with on these cars. My son Ryder right now is going through it with his car. I'm trying to guide him as best possible, but to be honest with you, I want him to do as much. That's the way you learn. You got to just do it. Auto Salon said, hi, hey, what's up? Glad you could join us. Make sure to do the like, subscribe thing. I'm out with the status of the shop, what's going on with it. And since I'm back from the car shows, I found a pipe, got some pipe tobacco, smoking it up and doing a little live before I start shooting videos. Let's see, Marcos, let me tell something crazy. I think on that time DeSoto and Oldsmobile used that Chevy model. Let me tell something crazy. I think on that time DeSoto and Oldsmobile used that Chevy model. Yeah, a lot of them use the same platform. They all come out of that Fisher body plant, is I think what you're getting at. But yeah, like that Safari over here. You can't really see my Safari, but that's out of the Fisher body plant made with the Nomads. Made side by side with them. Buick's home. Gonna message the Nailhead guys to see if they have any info. Yeah, they might. I'm thinking it's a fuel pump, but that's my thought. It's the fuel pump. And then yo, what's up? Oh, the old pipe. Yep. So this is an old German pipe. It was my father-in-law's who passed away in '92. We found him in an old trunk. And we got a couple of them. So there's even more than this. So he's got these old custom type German pipes. I got these little things on it. We're smoking them just because it's kind of fun to do. He's got a corn cob one up there. He's got one that dips down. He got a bunch of different kinds. So I just brought two of them down here to play with while I was talking about it. So then, remember me? Been a minute. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh nice. Oh yep. I remember. The old yee. Yep. How could you forget that? Man, I would love to find a 64 Biscayne wagon and airbag it. That's my holy grail car. That's a neat car. That's a really neat car. There's a girl. She's in Vegas now. She was up here in Lewis, Idaho, and I think hers was it might have been a 64. Could have been a 63. But I think it had the flat grill like the 64, and it's red, on bags, laid on the ground. It was first time I saw it before I put bags on mine, and I was like, I need to put bags on. The minute I saw that car, I'm like, I'm bagging mine. That's it. I'm done. The car I sold, obviously. So yeah, that's the latest here. Was I still there? Where did I go? There, I'm back. Oh, was I still there? Where did I go? There, I'm back. Oh, video frozen. Am I back? Hey, I hope I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. I had to message a guy. He's wanting to come out. All right, cool. So I have that 2006 Chevy truck that I'm pulling that 6.0 out of. He wants, all right, back. Okay, cool. So it does freeze it. Okay, I learned that. He kept messaging me. I kept seeing it. Hey, I'm going to come out. I want to come out. He's going to cut the back of the frame off of the 2006 Chevrolet. I sold it to him. And he's coming. He's about 45 minutes away. And I hadn't given him the address yet. So I had to get him the address. So that's why it froze. And I'm glad you guys are back. And still a bunch of people sticking with me. So make sure you like and subscribe. The volume is in and out. Let's try this. So is that better there? Hopefully the volume's back on. I had to screw with it. So can you hear me now? And if not, then I will My volume's good. Okay, good. Good. Yep. All right. So I'm glad to hear that. And I had to put the charger on the phone. The phone was dead. I'm out here trying to get it done. Let's see, Marcos, my grandpa tell me one day back in 48 or 50, those cars like poor people, not poor, or maybe not rich people buy the car because it's cheap to buy. The results was damn good car. Yeah, and I guess in Cuba, you guys had that embargo for all those years when the Kennedy and all that. Kind of interesting history of that. You know, Ukraine's kind of going through that. I hate to tell people, but with Russia and the nuclears and the joining the UN and all that, when they brought in that and all the pigs, maybe my Wi-Fi. Okay, I don't know. I just hope everybody can hear it. If you can't, or if it shuts off, I love how you guys respond. That's awesome. Because, like I said, I had to go. I had to go and leave an address for the guy. Yeah, but they blocked Cuba. You know, the history of that's pretty interesting. I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that history. I'm glad I just got to read it and understand it. But you know, when the United States blocked them off from all those nuclear missiles coming in, it hurt the poor Cuban people because they're the innocent victims and all this. And I'm a car guy. I don't want to get too much political stuff, but Cuba, and the reason I'm going there with this is Cuba got shut off like it was in the 50s. I mean, basically what was the Bay of Pigs? 62 or somewhere in there, 62, 3, somewhere in that area, early 60s. Well, that's 50s cars, you know, and maybe some early 60s. They got shut off. They were, a lot of people don't realize 90 miles off the coast of the United States and Cuba was cut off. And they're living on an island and whatever they had. I'm sure they had to sneak car parts in and all sorts of crazy stuff. And it was hard on them, but it made a cool car culture, let me tell you. And if they look down there, they see videos all the time of all them cool cars because they're everywhere. So some good come out of it, I guess. But it hurts the basic people. You know, all these uppity up people are running the shows and the rest of us get kind of hurt by it. Kind of sucks, but made a cool car culture. WTF, it hurt the people, but build an amazing car culture there. That's exactly what I said. Yep, you're right. It does. You look back there and it's like you step back in time. I mean, it's really, really cool from that point of view. Living the dream probably wasn't very good, but it wasn't there. So I don't know. They were probably fine. They probably didn't know any better, and they lived their life, and they were isolated, and they didn't probably know that the rest of the world was doing things different. Whether it was good or bad, that's for somebody else, not for me. I'm just an outside guy looking and going, "Hey, look at it! It's the whole call. It looks like it's frozen in car time," which I do like that part of it. And the matters, facts, in Cuba, the car industry was phenomenal. Okay, that's cool to know. That's a good deal. Car lovers don't matter what. Yeah, no, that's a fact. You know, I'm basically a Chevy guy. I own a Pontiac. I could be a Pontiac guy. Between Pontiac and Chevrolet are my go-tos. But if GM was off the planet, I'd be probably a Mopar guy. I might be the F4D guy. I don't know. I would figure it out. I do like the Volkswagens. I was never a Volkswagen guy growing up. First one I really saw was, I think it was 1980. I mean, I saw Volkswagens, but went to Sacramento Raceway with a drag racing deal with my dad. We get down there in the pits, and we're with a guy with a top fuel car. And he's running the car, and we're washing it, waxing it, doing the stuff. And he ended up winning it. But we got there just before when they were on the top fuel cars, and the Volkswagens lined up. We're like, oh, look at those cute little cars. Yee, little Volkswagens. Yee. You know, and those things hit, and then jerked them wheels off, and they were gone, slamming the back of the car down. And I was like WTF, what the fuck was that? I mean, I saw those Volkswagens speed off, and I was like, okay, I'm never going to get beat by a Volkswagen because I'm not going to race them because they're fast. I mean, they were shocking. It was like 1979, I think it was, when I saw that. Maybe 1980, somewhere in there. But it was cool to see a Volkswagen that the neighbor girl drove across the street. And all the ones that were driven around, my mom had a Volkswagen Rabbit. I mean, just an old 4-cylinder car. I didn't think much of it until those things made this weird ass noise, and then they freaking hit it, and it slammed in the back and lifted the wheels, and it was gone like a rocket. I was absolutely in shock. I'll never forget that day. I was like, I remember the top fuel car, but I couldn't remember any other car but those Volkswagens. I agree, but had these been later years, 80s or 90s even, you can't build those ECUs and such in a garage, so it would have been a much worse. It would have been difficult. They'd have been converting things over, and the electronics would have been a nightmare. And they were coming on, and that's why I got my little degree on the wall there for specialized electronics training and my college degree and all that. Because they needed guys right out of high school to be able to work on that, because a 67-year-old mechanic that had been working at the gas station his whole life was not about to learn about what a diode reads in those little rings, what, how much voltage are, how much letting in one way and out the long story. But yeah, they weren't going to do that. They just were going to take the tire off and put it back on. That's what they did. Mechanical. Electronics really hurt a lot of mechanics over the years. They had to parlay. Let's see, Marcos, a child who was involved in cars. My dad, Cuba, teach me how to repair old engines living here in the U.S. Doing the same, but on heavy trucks like classic Freightliners or Freightliners. Ja. All right, cool. That's cool. Got you there. Nice piece of history, my brother. I hope you guys give some life to them. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. That, and that's one thing about Hispanic people in general. They get shit done. Man, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or just a regional thing, or who am I to know or tell? But nothing holds them back. They get things done. I mean, they're definitely workers, and they put things together. And I had an actual business, and I got to the point, I don't want to be racist, but I'm like, let's just hire a Mexican guy. We want it done right. We want to get it done. Because some of them were like, some of these guys that we get working for us are like, oh my gosh. Tradition from generation. And, it's passed down from your family of how you are and how I said people get kind of wound up in race stuff, and I don't think it has anything to do with the color of your skin. I have more of what your family orientation is and how you were brought up. I think that's more of like you put it, a traditional and generations. That's a great way to put it. That's a awesome way to put it. I love that. Yeah, I mean, back to the car culture stuff, some of these lowriders, some of these Hispanic guys put together back in the 70s, I remember looking at going, the work on it is just incredible. I mean, some of those inlays and some of that paint and the lace on the roof before they painted it. And I talked earlier about a guy with the 57 Chevy, and painted with a brush, and it was pretty freaking good. It's amazing and then, Mike was talking here about, hey, I'm going to cut the roof off and challenge myself on that thing. I think that's as good as it gets, to be honest with you. And who cares how it turns out? It'll be fine. And you'll make it, you did it. And I think that's why my channel's been kind of successful, because it's us car guys. All you on that end, or like me on this end, we're doing our stuff in our little garage. I have a big garage, but still not that big. It's just a garage. And you're doing your thing. We're not paying somebody, and I don't begrudge that, because I do like those cars. I don't hate it, but it's not what most of us do. Most of us are out there working, paying the bills, raising families, and we like to play with cars. And that, to me, is great. And with you guys and all these comments, that's awesome on there, because I've learned so much, or reminded me of so much of, hey, don't forget about this, or hey, don't forget about that, or, to me, that's really, really great. Because I'm Cuban, same car past, family generations, same car, different modifications, yeah, but same car. That's cool, yeah. My son, he has different tastes than I do. I have different tastes than my dad. I follow along the same lines. My dad has different tastes, very different tastes. He is 82 years old with a Chevy Nomad with an LS, and he's running 20s on it, 20-inch Steelies. I don't know too many old guys running big wheels in an LS in an old car. That's usually kind of a young guy thing. Go figure. So, I mean, we pull up and he's got 82 working on 83, running 20s in an LS. Beat that. You know, it's definitely something you'd expect a 30-year-old to drive. And it didn't start out that way. He had 15-inch wheels. He had a little 383 stroker in it, and he's since put 2 sets of wheels on it since he's owned it, and the LS in there. And it is and it's a nice car. If you guys see my channel and stuff, it's a really nice car. But yeah, he could easily put stock wheels and hubcaps on it, and it would look stock as could be. You know, with that blue and white paint. It's kind of that Dodger blue with the white. Pristine chrome. The car's not perfect because he drives it a lot. There's some little chips and cracks in the paint, just from driving. But it's pristine car. It's nice. Nice. And then Rob, yep, Marcos, yep, I agree with all that. Cherish your dad every day. Give anything to talk to my dad again. Yep, Bernice, I get it. I talk to my dad almost daily. I talked to him last night, and a lot of times I talk to him, he's like, hey, I'm going to go watch Survivor. You can hang up the phone. I'm done. But yes, I every chance I get, in fact, I don't know if you just joined us, but my father-in-law passed away in 92. My son found an old trunk at my mother-in-law's who just passed away, and she dug out all his old pipes. These are just 2 of them that I brought down here. We brought some, not a pipe smoker, I've never been involved with it much, never even smoked a cigarette. In fact, that's the first real, I've had a couple cigars over time, but not of any sort. And we wanted to light these pipes up because they were all his from 92. And it's just like, that's what I'm doing. And they're cool. I got a vanilla, and it's really, really cool. Are you keeping the green original or some cosmetic work going to be made? So no cosmetic work other than what I'm doing is, I'll show you. Let me unplug this thing. We got enough charge. So what I am doing here is, let's start front to back here. So I'm going to flip it around. All right, so what I've done is pull this thing out of the field, and this, I've been shining it. So I've taken a buffing wheel, and I put number 1 Meguiar's on it so far. I put brand new tires on it, which I have a tire machine I'm getting ready to put together. My son did those by hand on the floor, but I do have a tire machine and a bubble balancer. We did that. I got the original motor running. It still has original upholstery in it. And this is my little makeshift hold the clutch in. When you crank them over, if you hold the clutch in on them, you don't have to turn that whole gearbox, all that cold oil. I have the fender skirts for it and the hubcaps. I'm just polishing the wheels so they're off. But then I've gotten all the way to here on the polishing part, and I have not done the trunk because all the polishing stuff's there. So that's kind of what I'm doing on that. And then this trunk and then down this side needs to be finished. This gives you an idea what the car looked like before I put a buff on it. It's real dingy and just kind of distressed. But it goes from this. So remember this part here, and then look how shiny it gets over here. It's kind of amazing when you start putting some wax on it and it's popping out like that. So the rest of the car will be that way. I'm going to do some cleanup here tonight. So I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but I want to finish that part of it. There is my Pontiac Safari that was supposed to be next. That has all the chrome and all the stuff, and I got the 6.0 for it. I have everything for it. But this 52 kind of got in the way. And the other video I'm going to work on is this cold brake. All the cold brake stuff showed up for the truck. So all the kegerators and all the taps and all that, the jockey box. And I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to put in for a contest because they're giving away another 10 jockey box thing so I can do for the cars. We're building a mobile bar for weddings and things like that. So anyways, that's the car. And that's what we're looking at on the car there. And I got a mess because I've been gone. And I'm trying to get it all together. Got to get some videos done. We actually have a name for the car we've picked out. I'm going to do a video on it and drop that. Hopefully, got a guy coming over to get a frame, so that may cut into my videoing. But yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. I've been so terrible on my videos lately because we've just been going crazy. Old school rims on that green Chevy. That's the original ones with the original pinstripe. And I have the original hubcaps, so I've been buffing on this buffing wheel here. I got a buffing wheel right over here. And then I just buffed these caps up. I'll show you. So I got one shiny, one not. So that's the difference. Put it on a buffing wheel. That's what I do. Just polish a turd, basically. Put it together and round the crap out of it. I did pick up some wheels for the Safari. Some Steelies, and I'm going to put some hubcaps on that, and I'm going to do a raised white leather tire. I think I'm going to do the Avenger tire on it. I might do the Mickey Thompson. I don't know. Everybody does the BFGs, but who knows? I haven't gotten that far yet. But Marcos says, thanks, Robert. Some old school rims on that green Chevy. Yeah, those are, I could do that, but I'm going to leave the stock ones for now. I just put the white oils on it and drive it. Do you check under for rust? Yep, so it has rust on it. 2 floorboards need to be replaced on the driver's side and the passenger side towards the door. But there's nothing on the rockers, nothing on the inside. There's a little surface, I don't know if it's on the trunk when I opened it, just a little surface, but nothing poked through. I'm going to go ahead and do the Pour 15 on it, and then I'm going to put the sound deadening mat, I forget what they call that matting, but that stick down silvery stuff. Dead mat or whatever they call it. They got a couple companies that sell it. That's next. I'm going to pull those seats out and get that done, get the floorboards in it, and then got to get the brakes done, and then get the LS in it and call it good. Check the brakes too. Yeah, I have not touched the brakes. So that's one thing that I want to pass on to people. On these old cars, you find one in the field, do not hit the brakes. Pull the wheel off, make sure it's all free, and then you can have a partner touch the brake, make sure it works. Because if you lock those brakes on there and they lock some drums off, you ain't hardly getting them things off. It is a nightmare. 4 jacks, pull all 4 tires off, and then touch it, open it up, see if you got any crap in there. You might have to open all the bleeders and then flush it out. Check the brake lines too. Yep, absolutely. I know it takes money and time, but it's worth it. It does. It takes lots of money and lots of time, but it's what I do. I've been building cars virtually my whole life. I started with my 71 Nova. It was a pretty cool car. I had a really, really cool car in high school. Definitely different than everybody's, and it was everything I had. I worked a second job for it and went to school to get it done. And I was pretty fortunate to be able to get it. So Killmat, that's it. Killmat Dynamat Sound Deadener. I don't know why you're doing it. Yeah, it's a Woody Wood. You're right. It's as I'm talking here, I'm like, I know what that stuff's called, but I probably have some laying around here. But yeah, thank you for the help. Thank you for the backup. I appreciate the backup. Let's see, Marcos. Take a Camaro brakes and put on them. I'm gonna run the drums to start with, but yeah, I've done that before. In fact, my 55 wheeler's got Camaro brakes on it. It's got the disc brakes on it. I'm gonna get this thing all stock moving, and then I'm gonna upgrade from there. That's the plan of it. But that would be a good idea, doing something like that. The drum brakes actually stop pretty well on these things, as long as you don't drive them in the water and the heat and all that. So, yeah, I got the motor running. That was a big thing for me to see. I'm just debating about whether I'm going to pull that seat out or not, or just do the brakes and drive it down the road, just so I can say I drove it. I don't know that I need to make that accomplishment. I got it running, and it's pretty lame, to be honest with you. And a lot of people are like, oh, leave that 6-cylinder. Ah, man. It's cool because it's old, but it ain't cool, It's just not me. So Rob says, FYI, I've used peel and seal from Home Depot and sound deadening on the floor pans before, and it works. Thumbs up. Super cheap alternative. Really? So that's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of it, so I'm gonna have to go look it up. So peel and seal from Home Depot. As sound deadening on the floors. Huh. Okay. See, again, learning every day on this thing. And it's cheap, huh? Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna look that up, and would that be a good video? So I got all these things lined up for these videos that I got to get going on, but that's a great idea. So, an alternative video like that, everybody does the matting and all that stuff on it. So, but nobody I know that does the peel and seal. Okay. I might be messaging you. What was that? Peel and what? Peel and seal, Home Depot. Sometimes originally it's worth more. I don't know, Bernice, if that's going to be worth more, the 216 6-cylinder versus an LS in it with an overdrive. I just don't. I mean, I'm big into cars, and I've looked around. This car probably all original and not painting it and doing all of it's probably worth about between 10 and 15. Guarantee it's going to go over 15 if it has an LS in it. So I just don't know. A lot of people are big into the original thing. I mean, it all sounds good, but it just doesn't bring the money, and it's kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to put a carburetor on it. I'm not going to do the injection. I'm going to do a carbureted LS. But yeah, it looks like Kilmat, but it's actually a roofing product. Lays down with a roller just like Kilmat. Peel and seal. Okay, I think I've seen it over there at Home Depot in the roofing section. Huh. And is it just as thick as the Kilmat and the dead mats and all the dead sounding stuff? I'll finish it. Come to Miami, I'll sell it for $30,000. That's even better. That car on the West Coast won't sell for that over here. That car done pushing mid-20s, pushing. That'd be in LA somewhere. Oh yes, if not thicker. Oh, okay. Wow, I love that. That's the tip of the day. That's gonna be a great video. So yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'm gonna do. Next time I go to Lewiston, I'll go in there and look at the stuff and see if I can get it and how, what the deal is with it, and then I'll do a video on the whole thing. And that's something totally different. Everybody does the Kilmats. Order on Amazon, here it comes, your local Amazon, that is. But yeah, I'm going to try it. And if it's just as thick, I mean, it's close enough. Who's going to know? I mean, really, it's a 52 Chevy. I know people put all sorts of Kilmats in it and think it's the best things ever. It does work a little bit, but I'm not thinking it's rattly windows, it'll be fine. I guarantee it'll be fine. Let's see. Lays down like a roller, and I have those tools for it. So, finish. You come to okay. Yep. Yes, if not thicker. Okay. Woody wood stuff in roll is a lot thinner, but stops the drone sound. So yeah, I mean, for years we used just the insulation on there and stopped a lot of the drone sound. The Kilmats are another step up for sure, definitely for sure. But carpeting. I had an old Blazer, had no carpeting in it whatsoever. And it was drony and rattly and noisy and hollow. And I bought a carpet kit, threw it in, and I was like, this thing's like a new car. So, yeah, anything will help. Anything will help, definitely. A little thinner, but stops the drone sound. Okay, and then says, I wouldn't use it upside down or vertical, but for floor pan. So that's all I want. I'm gonna put a carpet kit over it. So put it on the floor pan. I'm gonna go in there and patch those little holes that are there. And then once I patch the holes, I'm gonna do the pour 15 all over it, and then run the Kilmat. Or now I'm gonna run the peel and stick stuff, and then I'm gonna throw a carpet kit on it. Good enough. It'll be just fine for this car. Yeah, so I won't use it upside down. So on the roof line, I'll buy the kill mat and do all that on the ceiling. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do up the sides or not. I probably will because the door panels will be off at some point. That'll be down the road though. Drive it first, and that'll be working as I go. And then because I got to get that '60 Chevy done because I got a wedding coming up, and I really want to get on that Safari. I really, really, really. This whole thing selling my wagon was all about the Safari, and then now I parked the Safari over there, and I just bought the wheels for the Safari, and I was looking at the hubcaps for them. I found a set with an Indian on them, a red Indian. It's freaking cool. The Bull Pontiac, the old Pontiac Chief that's on there with the feather. I can't wait to have that center cap on it with a lower profile tire. I'm going to do a little different than the white wall. I'm going to do a raised white leather tire. I don't see anybody do that, for the most part. I think it's kind of different. And these are 8s, so I can get a pretty good tire in the back of that Safari. We'll see what the fronts are. I might have to sell 2 of them and buy 6s for the fronts. And then, of course, I'll put bags on it. And then it'll lay right down. These have big wheel wells in them on these Safaris, like my wagon. So a big tire won't affect it on bags. Now I'm going to have to run a little bit smaller tire. I would like to get like a 255/60 on it, but I'm going to have to do like a 235/60 if the bag's going to be an issue. I'll cross that bridge when it comes. But for sure, it's going to have blocks on it. I'll lower the front because it's got these big, long A-arms in there on a kingpin. So I'm going to have to either cut the spring or maybe I'll just put a bag in there to start with. And then a way to hook it up so I can level it and leave it how it is. Seal it off and then just use a compressor if I need to adjust it until I put the compressor in and the tanks and all that. I like to get things running first and then work on them. That's kind of my thing. Years ago, I did an El Camino, and I stripped it all the way to the frame and brought it all the way back up. It took me a year or so to do it, and I was frustrated with it because all I wanted to do was drive it. So now I do a little project, drive it, little project. Right now, I got little projects. I ain't driving nothing, so I got to get something on the road. Let's see. We're still up there. Oh, any other good questions or any questions about the pipe or stuff we're doing with it, or I thought the pipes were cool. The other thing I didn't know about the pipes, I had no idea. They got little filters on these things come apart, and there's actually a filter that goes in there. I thought that's really cool. I had no idea. Learning all sorts of new trick stuff. And I know they use matches, but I'm using this. I relight it all the time. I go broke on matches. It really has. With this little tamp, like so. I've learned all this on YouTube, on your local YouTube. And you get just little, press it down like so. And then you can. Jimmy, my uncle, one time take same engine and build something crazy, something out of mine. My uncle installed shorty valves and short springs. The compression in the 6-cylinder was crazy. That's cool. Yeah, these are terrible compression. These are like 7-to-1. The oil pump was changed. And 2 carbs. Yeah, the dual carbs are cool on these 6-cylinders. Part of me does want to run the 6-cylinder because it's definitely different, but just so doggy and kind of, I don't know, a little bit lame. There's no doubt about it. Pretty cool. Remember those engines was in service in World War II, and yep, they did well in World War II, that's for sure. Yep, they never broke, and the military, inline the G, yeah, they're durable. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, the Dodge trucks, it's true. They're durable. They work good. They're definitely tough. This one here hadn't run since '89. I fired it on my channel, and it runs and runs and runs. It blew the muffler off. In fact, I actually swept up all the crap that was right there because it exploded the muffler. A family of little mice decided they wanted it. They wanted to live in there, and then I put all 29 horsepower to them, and at some point they it gets this thing. So he said it would do that. He said you take this little pick on this pipe, you just kind of open it back up a little bit, and then you can relight it. Man, that guy Vance at the smoke shop. You want to talk about a good business? They were busy. Holy smokes! Holy smokes! I guess I've been missing the boat. Yeah, lights again. There we go. Smoke in the pipe. So Chevy comes on the 55 for kiddos. That time when girls looking for some handsome man, looking for Chevy like the blue one over there. Yeah, that's true. I'll PM you a photo. I have a roll here in my shop. All right, cool. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Yep. That's back in the day when we used to go cruising all the time. Round and round and round we go. Looking for girls on the cruise, looking for a party or a drag race or something fun to have. And it just popped up, Rob, on my messenger. It says, I got a message from Rob. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll look at that after this is over. Because when I went there to give that guy the address to get here at the house, that's when it went blank. So I can't go answer him like that. And I lost my internet in my shop because my youngest son has a place down in Lewiston now, and he took his internet with him, the Elon Musk internet, and we had it out in the shop for a few months, and it worked awesome. So I could run my iPad next to it or my computer, and then I could do it all and answer the question. I had to run the camera backwards. It was really, really, really cool because I could just look and see if I was on the camera. Now I got to kind of have everything backwards and kind of step back in time. But thanks again for that message on that stuff. That's cool. We'll do it. That's a great idea. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll give you a big shout out on all that stuff, and we'll talk quite a bit about it, and it'll be cool. So. This is the vanilla. That's the smell of this one. It's an aromatic, so it doesn't burn you. It's not hot. I mean, that other tobacco stuff, you can't hold on to the pipe. It's so damn hot. But this one, he just says to keep it kind of boiling. He puts his thumb over it and just grabs into it. And then it's for smell. You can smell it, and it doesn't burn your mouth. And it's really easy going. That's why he told me to do this for being a a noob at this and just wanting to have some fun with it, just, to see what's going on with them. But he's right, it works. Smoke rings. Any other questions about the cars or what we're doing? Like I said, the state. Oh, I got something for you. I go to a car show, and they get tickets. You sell these tickets and put in these boxes, and everything's a prize. They drive your ticket out, you get a thing. So I saw a product I would love to have. So I'm like, do I really need the Snap-on 1985 Bikini Girl, which is cool because I did put a ticket in there. Don't tell anybody. I put one, but I'm gonna put all my eggs in one basket because I want this stuff really bad, and I've used it before. That's why I knew I wanted it. But look at this, sweet patina sauce. I want a whole thing of sweet patina sauce and the detailer. So they called my number. It's called Happy Ending Final Detail White. A whole big jug of this stuff. I've never used this, which is cool. I want it. I went at that car show and in Shasta Lake City that was put on the Dead Lead guys. And then the patina sauce, a whole can. This stuff's expensive. And it works really, 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 really good. And that's why I was like, there's a lot of shiny cars here. I'm gonna put all my tickets here, and I'm gonna make the odds in my favor. And I did. I put a bunch in there, and I won it. But yeah, it's got the before and after. It's got a dent in the can, but I don't care. They can have a dent in the can. It'll probably undent when I open it up. But yeah, so there it is. Sweet patina sauce. Winner, winner, winner. I was all excited when I won that. I was like, yes. Everybody else wanted wax. I wanted sweet patina sauce. All them shiny car guys. I like shiny old paint, not shiny new paint. So that's one thing I won. And I don't know if I talked to you guys about it, I've been on there, but that guy, you know who he is? Speed Racer, everybody knows. It's a model. So go Speed Racer, go. So one of my longest followers of all times sent me that. So go to his channel and look it up. His channel is, what is his channel again? It's Tossed and Found. So when you're done here, go to Tossed and Found. He's the one that sent me that. And that's one of the videos I'm going to do. Yeah, that's just one of the things I'm going to do. And when I put the other rear end in it, I got the 2-inch lowering blocks for the 52. We're going to drop it down 2 inches. I'm going to cut the fronts. 2 inches, I can cut them. Plus, I got a little sagging one. I'm going to figure out which side's sagging and kind of play with that to get it to where I need to get it to. And then if anybody has any other questions out there, like I said, we're just sitting in the shop smoking a father-in-law's pipe who passed away in '92. And it's a German pipe. We looked up this insignia, and it's an old pipe. And he's got he's got a bunch of them, actually. And we found them in an old trunk. And there you go. And it just keeps relighting. It's pretty cool. And this is vanilla. So the whole shop smelling like vanilla. And like I said, I don't know if I'm doing these right or not. This is my first experience with it. So the only person I knew that had a pipe was Popeye. Say Popeye. Popeye had a pipe. So I don't know if there's any other questions out there, but I'm going to go shoot some videos. I got the guy coming, we're going to cut a frame up. I got to get to working, and, I'm been playing around on the YouTube, smoking a pipe, and I think we're going to have to wrap this up. So unless there's any other kind of questions coming on here. Anybody else? Anybody? So if you're watching right now, there's a bunch of you on there. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all that. I remember being a stupid teenager and heating the coils with a torch. I did it a lot. In fact, when you do that, we used to take the jack on it and then measure the jack, and then we just heat it until it kind of slowly rolled down and hit the jack. And then we pour cold water on it and make it really brittle. We did, it worked. Yeah, it actually does. It actually works. I mean, sometimes it makes them a little stiff, but yeah, if you do it right, and then if you put two jacks, you can do it together. Two jacks and lower them down and let them sit on the jacks naturally and cool. They actually work okay. I'm not actually against it, to be honest with you. Pulling them out and cutting them is probably a better solution, but you can heat them. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I don't know which way I'm going to do this. I don't. I know I'm going to heat them, but when I get into it, I'll have to look at it because this thing is sagging. I think from where it sits, you can't really see it in the shop here, but this driver's side is definitely lower, and it's lower about an inch and a half, so it's substantially lower. So I'm gonna have to figure out which coil's sagging, which leaf spring, or just one's leaning. I just haven't got into that yet. I haven't really messed it. I run a tape on it real quick, and it's like, this side's lower, so and it's an inch and a half lower. So I gotta figure that out. But look, it's still going. That's pretty good. Kind of cool. Learn something new every day. Yeah, this thing lasts a long time. Except you don't puff on it, just like drag through it. You just make a little smell in the shop, and then you just get a puff off once in a while, and then you just let it kind of idle. And he says you kind of hold you can cap over a little bit, so it just kind of burns in there, and then yeah, he's right. If you let them go, they'll go out. So they hang on your teeth, right? And you can talk with them, and yeah, interesting to learn this kind of stuff. So the pipe fits you, JJ. It's funny, isn't it? We used to say about pipe smokers, right? Uh, oh, it's definitely cool. It's definitely, I don't know if it's going to be my thing forever, but definitely fun, finding these and then being able to honor my father-in-law from it. I know my wife thinks it's cool, and because it's her dad, obviously, and he used to smoke pipe once in a while. So, yeah, it's it's definitely a cool way to go. Breaks up the day a little bit of fun. I'm not a big drinker for the most part. I've never done any weed or any of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is kind of cool. Do a little bit of this. Okay, that green Chevy is looking for some crazy updates like a Chevy SS engine, some raising crazy parts, green paint like apple green. I don't know that the car is taking to me. So it's going to get an LS. It doesn't get much cooler than that, especially the carb on it. A carbureted LS is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that. I was going to run the six cylinder, but I pretty much made up my mind that I'm not going to do that. We'll see if the next few weeks brings. I am going to do the brakes on. I got to do the brakes first, see if I can get it to run. So, see if I can get it to drive. Maybe drive it out of the shop, drive it back in, and put an LS in it. Well, that'll be the plan. So, prison. Somebody wrote me from prison. It says, hey. So what's up in prison? Or are you prison? So, hey, prison. What's happening? Marcos, Jimmy, make the car great again. Put it on the door. Make the car great again. I can make everybody either really happy or really mad. That's funny. You say things like that, everybody they get one way or another. Oh, I think it might have died. I think it died. I think the pipe. Yeah, that's it too, Rob. So you're going to need a Bentley with a pipe and a Coors yellow jacket, and I think a Grey Poupon. So, and I need one of the pipes because he has one up there that curls down. I need to have the one that curls down, but they say the straight ones are better for the aroma stuff. I guess they don't build up the moisture in them. So he says. What are you repairing? So currently working on a 52 Chevy. We got the 55 Chevy. Oh, look at my pipe can use as a pointer. 55 Chevy right there. I got a 56 Safari up in front there and a 60 Chevy truck out there. We got a couple LS's. We're getting this running. It came out of next to a barn. Hadn't run since '89. I got the engine running the other day. I've been gone on a car show and other business I had to take care of. And I'm just cleaning the shop back up, and I'm going to get some videos out. So I got videos backing up on me. And I was cleaning up out here. I figured I'd light a pipe and kind of put some things together. And I ended up getting stuck on a live. Not stuck. I enjoy the lives. I ended up getting on a live. I thought, well, I'll do a live to kind of say, hey, I'm still out here. And then I'm going to do the video on the name of the car because we come up with a name. And the name is, we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to go to my channel for the name because I'm going to drop that video. I had over 100 names on this thing. And what people felt, it felt like to them. And I really think the name that I picked turned out well. You guys put the name out there and I just picked them. And I'm going to go over a couple of the names. It'll be, all about that. We did a video earlier about it. Oh, it's still going. We did another video about it. And I noticed if you blow back on it, that's kind of cool. We did another video on about the name, and people have really responded. And I've had people at shows and everything else tell me all that stuff. So we got a whole list of them. But I already got one picked out. All right, my brother, nice talking to you today. Keep your old cars. Came to. So I subscribed to your channel, so I will progress on the progress on the car. Cool. Thank you, Marcos. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate the subscription on that. And it's free. Like and subscribe, everybody. And I really do appreciate that. And I love the interaction, telling me what, tell me what you think. I'm good with it. So, yeah, that's cool. Thank you so much. Uh-oh. I think we're out. Yep, we're out. So, yeah, I think it's really good. Thank you again. I really appreciate that. Let's see. So I subscribed to the channel. Okay, I already read that. Let's see. Come on, people. Match my $5 donation challenge to Jimmy James Garage and get a lift. Yeah, that's it. I've been pushing on this because that lift is going to be right here. Every time I do a live, every time I do a video, I'm not going to promise every single video is going to have the lift, but 99% of them are going to have the lift. And we're going to push that lift. The minute it's here, we're going to tell everybody about that lift. We're going to show what the advantage of the lift is, not just trying to sell the lift, because we do want to sell that for that company, obviously. But it's really going to help my channel in ways that, we're on a live right here and you want to see under the car and I'm talking about the hole in the floor. I don't have to lay down with these bad knee and back and get underneath that car and try to weasel it under, and it just doesn't work. I can hit a button, up it goes, and I'm going to go, hey, XYZ lift, look how cool this is, and here's what we're talking about. When I do my videos, here's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, come on, people, do the like and subscribe, and the challenge Rob's put out to everybody on the donation, the $5 donation to the lift. Every penny counts. It's every drop in the bucket. Hey, you fill a bucket one drop at a time. So my videos and my proceeds are going to it. It's what we're going to buy. That's one of the goals. I have lots of goals. First was to get monetized. I did it. WTF Mike and Tulu and all those guys helped me through all that. Keith Hill, all of them. You know who you are. And I appreciate that. We got there. It's lift time. We're going to get the lift going next and share content. I try to be as responsive on interacting, and I love your inputs. It's great. And I hope I help people once in a while with some things. Like Rob, has been a big help with this lift thing, but he told me about the peel and stick stuff. So we're doing that. I mean, if I wouldn't have come on live, I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have had that opportunity. So, hey, everybody, go enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend. It was fun seeing you. Thanks again for stopping by. Marcos, you're awesome. That's Rob Williams, 100%. And I agree with Rob. Appreciate that. Again, have a good one. Peace out. See ya.